The captain walks out and he's like, "What can I do for you guys?"
Captain Brognar, would it be possible to have a private meeting with you regarding the refugee camp?
Of course.
And I'm going to say, into the stone, I'm going to say, initial report complete, requesting drop-off location. So, first thing I want to look at is, do these contractors that are working, these workmen that are bustling around the business, do they actually look competent? Like, are they a good quality crew that has somehow materialized and is working on this place?
Yeah. So the carpenters look like they know what they're doing. They look like they've been doing this for probably over 8 years, maybe over 10 years. So they've got good experience.
All right. Well, I'll move up then and kind of trying to stay out of the way of everybody. I'm going to move up here. I'm going to side-eye Mr. Blighter on the sidewalk and just ignore him for the time being.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna kind of sidle up alongside of Verge and kind of check out the building with him as it's being worked on.
Okay. Verge is standing there. He's got his arms to his side. You can tell he's extremely happy.
Yeah. I'm kind of like this, just kind of like interested, but also worried.
He's very excited, and he kind of looks over at you and leans towards you and says, "They're doing a good job, huh?"
They are doing a great job. What happened? Was there Verge? Did you come into some money?
Well,
this kind of work can't be cheap, Verge. I'm happy for you.
It's not cheap, and I got to thinking. We had that talk last night, and
I do want to apologize if anything I said came off as a bit too crass or
No, my boy. No, don't worry about it. I understand what you were trying to say. And yeah, things have kind of been going down a little bit, but I feel like that this is going to help us get back to where the shop used to be and where it can be again. All right, we're going to pause there.
Okay.
In Leviticus, you come down the stairs, and so you came down the stairs here. And so you came down the stairs there, came out, you saw people restocking the shelves, moving boxes around, and you notice Verge outside that door when he states that things are on the up and up. And you quickly see Folan move to one side of him and start to talk to him. What do you do at this point?
So I can't hear what they're saying right now?
No, you can't. They're outside.
Not unless you can read lips.
Yeah, well,
which is a feat that you can take later on when you level up.
Right. Well, I want to hear what they're saying, but I want to get a good idea of what's going on around here. So I'm in the basement right now?
You're on the first floor.
Oh, I just came down from
your upper, from where you live, where you sleep, your room.
Okay. And I see people fixing up the place.
Yes. You see people fixing up the place. You see people restocking, moving boxes in, moving empty boxes out.
I want to look specifically at these people. I want to get out and try to hear what's going on in the conversation, or at least ask them to fill me in on what they've been talking about. But before I do, I want to just take the best assessment of the area, the situation, like try to recognize, to inductive reasoning.
You better recognize
what's going on.
Right.
With people, like if I can
tell
by looking at them where they're from, or
so why don't you roll a perception?
Okay.
And I can give you some of that information, depending on what you get.
Roll a perception. Click the word perception.
That's right. Okay. So you realize that they're not doing this for free, and you can conclude that Verge has hired them They look like local people. They look like they know what they're doing.
Local Carpenters Guild or something.
Yeah, it's the local Carpenters Guild, and the people who are stocking the shelves, you don't recognize them, but they don't look like they're out of the city. They look like they've been living in the city for probably quite a while.
So as I'm looking around, I see nothing that would seem out of the ordinary or make me want to investigate further.
Besides the fact that you now have stocked shelves,
right,
and things are being repaired.
Right. Okay. Can I just on my way out the door interrupt one of them and say, hey, like ask him his name and like who hired him? Why is he here? Who told him to come here and do this?
So as you come down those stairs, this guy is moving boxes in, and you kind of tap him on the shoulder, kind of like, hey, what's going on, man? And he kind of like stops for a minute, and he's like, oh, well, I was just told to move these boxes in here. He looks around a little bit, and then he points to Verge. He's like, that he told me to do this.
Very suspicious.
I say, okay, man. I'm like thinking, and like that's not helpful at all. But I like the guy. So,
he's a low-level laborer.
Yeah, all right, like with like failing to hide it on my face that I'm disappointed in his answer. Like, thanks. What did you say your name was?
As he passes, he's like, oh, Matt.
Oh, thanks, asshole. And then I walk out the door.
Wow.
All right,
Man,
so he goes.
Leviticus is grumpy when he wakes up in the morning.
Yeah, I haven't had my elf coffee.
He hasn't had his centering meditation for the day yet.
At all.
All right, so you head down the stairs. Are you gonna head over to talk to Verge?
Yeah. I head over to the door. I walk out the door. I step close to Verge and Folan, and I ask them, "Hey guys, what's up? What are you guys talking about?"
So I'm gonna pause right there. Go and add Blighter. We're gonna jump over to you real quick.
Okay.
So you wake up. You're profusely sweating. You feel hot and cold at the same time, and as you wake up, you realize that you're going to puke. Go ahead and roll Constitution.
Oh my.
Constitution saving throw.
Saving throw. Thank you.
Constitution rolling now. I got.
Oh,
damn.
Oh,
crit. All right. All right.
I feel
so
absolutely incredible.
You feel as though you're going to puke, and then it just goes away.
No.
And as you start to stand, as you start to stand up, you start to wipe away some of the sweat, and you start to feel better and better. And the first thing you think of is puny human mead.
Yeah.
It has nothing on what I used to drink as a child.
Right.
So
as I come to consciousness, I wake up and I'm startled. And I pull my sword out. I'm like, what's going on? Where am I? What's happening?
Oh, Folan doesn't even look. It doesn't even like.
I try to
notice you guys are there, and feeling not as hungover as I thought I might be. I look at my comrades and I say, oh, "Hey guys, what's going on?"
Okay.
There's a lot of hammering.
Hey, go ahead, Blighter. Hey, man, it's all good. We're all here. Turns out Virgil's shop is getting fixed up. Virgil somehow found the means to get this place fixed up, and where we were just trying to Folan was just trying to ask him about that, and we were just trying to get that information from him now.
Okay.
As you guys are talking, a guard moves to the center of the square and yells out, "Gonad Blighter! I have a letter for Gonad Blighter!" And he holds it up in the square.
I charge the guard with all of my speed and aggression.
I lean to Leviticus and I say, I wonder if he can read.
I approach the guard and almost tackle him as I pull the letter from his hand.
The guard kind of stumbles backwards and like gives it to you, and then is kind of startled and moves away very quickly.
You better.
The other guards in the square kind of step forward just to make sure that their comrade is okay.
All right.
When you open the letter, are you opening it now or?
Yeah, I look at the letter and then I realize I'm not sure what it says.
It's got an official seal on it from the city of Rike, and the nation.
Okay.
So you know that it's official, or at least you can pretty much figure out it's official.
Or someone went to a whole lot of trouble to forge it.
Yep.
I take it back next to Leviticus and Folon, and I say, "Hey Leviticus," hey Leviticus, good night. You know, on second thought, hey Folon, can you read this letter for me?
Of course, it would be my pleasure.
So as you,
I think I know what it is, but I'm going to crack it open and.
So as you open it up, it's got an official seal on the inside. It's got a long paragraph of the rights of a citizen, and then below it, it's got 4 signatures and the qualifying stamp of approval, which grants you, Gonad Blighter, your freedom and citizenship.
What are the 4 signatures?
The 4 signatures are of the top official magistrates of the city.
One of them is Neckbeard Buttstain or whatever his name is.
Neckvon, yes. One of them is Neckvon's.
Neckvon.
What's the name of the country that we're living in?
Doros. For now, because of the world, and I'm continually updating it and changing it. That will change in the future, but for now, it's Doros.
And I'm proud to be from Doros, where at least I know I'm free.
I haven't even told you yet. Calm down. Jesse, is this?
Yes.
Do you not have the names of the other magistrates? Are they not important right now?
They're not important at the moment.
Okay.
But I could give them to you later on if you'd like.
I'm just going to write it down to have them.
Okay. All right. So you'll make a note of them.
And I'm going to pass it to back to Gonad Blighter. I'm going to say, Mr. Blighter, this is your official paperwork proclaiming that you are a citizen of this city and this country. I would keep it in a very, very safe place permanently.
I take this news and I internalize it, and I see it as a merit of my own successful and entrepreneurial nature. I see myself as better than those who have not reached this level of freedom. And I feel like that everyone else who hasn't attained my level of success in life, it's their fault.
So so you get the letter back, and Verge kind of sees it being passed between you two, and he kind of looks at it, and he knows what it is, and he looks over at you, and he looks over at Gonad Blighter and says, "Good job, excellent. I'm glad you made it."
And if feeling all this euphoria and excitement, I say, "Oh!" That's all I say.
Well said, Gonad Blighter. Well said.
All right. So
sometimes I worry about you.
One of the carpenters finishes up what he was doing and comes over to Verge and says, "Looks like we're gonna need more supplies. We're gonna have to do a supply run here in a couple of minutes. It's gonna take us a couple hours to get that stuff and be back here. Just wanted to let you know, sir." And Verge is like, "Okay, all right, well, do what you got to do." And the carpenter calls all the other guys who are working with him, and they leave to go get the supplies needed.
before they can get too far, I lean over to Folin and I say, "Hey, do you think it might be maybe prudent for one of us to kind of follow along with them and maybe give them a hand in going to wherever they're going to get whatever they're getting, to get more
Probably
information
not.
on what's going on?"
I don't believe so. I think all the information we need is right here, and I kind of do the hidden point to Verge, like over my shoulder.
Cool. All right. Well,
They're just laborers. They're local works or
right.
craftsmen.
I take your I heed your sage wisdom, having more familiarity with this universe than I.
Yes. Keep it going. Yes.
Starting to concede that maybe your affect of superiority isn't totally unearned.
Yes.
Gonad Blighter want to kill things.
Yep. Feeling like we're coming together as a team here.
I feel a bloodlust.
All right. So, Leviticus, are you? Do you want to be the one to cross-examine your father figure about where the hell he got however many thousands of gold this took?
Yeah. Hey, I say, Fulham, yeah, good idea. I turn to Virgil and I say, "Hey, what the hell, man? We wake up and then all of a sudden we go from this place running down and you not knowing what you're gonna be doing, and then the place is being fixed up and they got a lot of workers. What's going on? Where did you get the money to pay all these guys to fix up the place?"
Clearly seeing that there is no action to be had in this area, I meander off into the town square.
Okay. So Verge says, Verge kind of thinks about it for a minute, and he kind of see him get a little angry, and he turns to you and he says, "Well, because I knew that something had to change thanks to the conversation from last night, I made the change happen." Kind of looks at you. A little anger. There's a little bit of passive aggressiveness in his voice.
I attempt. I understand where he's coming from. I try to empathize and I try to help him feel like I'm on his side. And
roll persuasion.
And I try to commend him while still trying to get the information out of him and not put him on the offensive.
Roll persuasion.
I jump in the water fountain and I take my clothes off.
Please don't.
Do you really want to do that, John? Because
I'm not bailing you out of prison. It's not happening.
I noticed there are no guards around, there
are plenty of guards around.
Oh, all right, fine. I leave my underwear on. And
okay. So you begin taking a bath in the
water fountain.
Okay. As you're taking a bath in the fountain, a messenger comes walking up and turns and yells out, Letter for Gonad Blighter! Letter!
I am blowing up right now. So I go over to I put my clothes back on, and I don't want to distract from the story of what's going on with Verge, so I quickly grab the letter, and I do this all without anyone having to know what's actually going on.
Okay.
We'll find out what happens with the letter in a little while.
Yeah, so the messenger leaves, and you now have a letter. There's no official seal on it. There's nothing that is holding it in place. It's just open parchment.
Okay.
Okay, so Verge looks back at you, Leviticus, and what did you roll actually?
15, 18, 3.
15, yeah, okay. So Verge looks back at you, and you can tell he's still a little passive aggressive. He says, thanks to a close friend of mine, Zoe, I've been able to get the funds needed to make improvements to this place, like we discussed last night.
Wait, Zoe, why do I know that name, Zoe?
She was the lady that threw Gonad Blighter in the street fight ring.
She's Matt's mentor's connection to the Underground Slave Railroad. She assists wanted people and everything illegal.
Yep.
She was the one that took us down the, what was the name of that road?
Straight Street.
Straight Street.
Yep.
And it's not so straight.
No, it's not. It's very, very gay, as they say.
Very some interesting people down there.
Very LGBT friendly.
So Verge kind of states that, and then you can tell he's kind of pissed off by the conversation. So he kind of walks inside and begins looking at the inventory that they brought in and begins counting it and just busy work, essentially.
I look to Leviticus and I say,
We have to go see Zoe, don't we?
something tells me either directly or indirectly our services are going to help pay for this.
I come back and to my comrades and I say, "Fall on! I got another letter. I got another letter. Fall on."
Okay, calm your pecs.
Fall on! Will you read my letter, please?
Yes, and I reach out for the letter.
I look a little resentful and I kind of cross my arms and I say, I say it kind of quietly, I can read too.
Oh, yeah, okay, Leviticus. Sure. And then, JD, what does the letter say?
Okay, so you open the letter, and the letter states...
I want Lucas to repeat what you say.
Do you have text you can send me, JD, that I can just read?
No, it's up here.
God's
that would have been more immersive.
Yeah, I know. All right. I have a lot of things going on, though.
Wow.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
This was a professional setup we had.
I'm trying to get there.
No, you can just repeat what he says.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
So essentially,
I'm not going to try to twist anything or evade anything. I'm just going to repeat it word for word.
That's fine. So the letter essentially, and you can kind of go off of this, Lucas, but
Okay.
the letter essentially says, I hope you do well, rate, period. Visit soon, friend. No hurting, period.
And I read that out word for word and just give Gonad Blighter a look of, what the hell?
Oh, that must be my old friend from the arena. Oh,
This
good
person
old.
can barely
What's his name?
read.
What's
or
his
barely
name?
write, apparently.
Good old Neural.
Good old Neural. That's his name.
Yeah.
Took me a while to remember that one.
So,
Seems the common language isn't his primary language.
Folan, you can pretty much figure out that this letter was written by a servant who probably barely knew how to write, and wrote it word for word for what Noel
So
had.
Neural didn't write it because Neural doesn't know how to write.
Exactly.
Neural found the
Most
closest,
likely.
the closest literate person in the arena to write it for him, and then passed it along.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. So that's what the letter says, and you pass it back to Gonad Blighter. Gonad Blighter gets excited. Am I not correct?
I am excited.
Okay. So you guys have options right now. You can either go to visit Gonad's friend from earlier, or you can go visit Zoe. This is a party decision that you guys need to make internally. You can always do both as well.
I was about to say, Folan, what do you think, man? Do you think one of us should go with Gonad Blighter, one of us should go talk to Zoe, or should we do one quest at a time?
I think we should all stay together, especially if we're going to an arena pit fighting place.
Also,
Or Straight Street for that matter. Either
Exactly.
one of those is not.
Yeah.
And also, at the risk of Gonad Blighter going on a rampage and chopping down street lamps or something, I think we need to go deal with the arena first.
I think we all need I think I agree. We all need to continually check and balance each other.
So I think we can make
say-
a stop at the pit fighting ring and see what's up, and then if we have time, we can go to Zoe.
I say, ugh.
Well, it seems Gonad Blighter's into it. Let's so Fallen, you want to go? What do you think is?
So we're gonna start at the pit first, the fighting pit, and then we'll move on to Zoe afterwards.
Yep, I think so. Now, I do want to have a brief conversation with Gonad Blighter on the way there, but
Okay.
before we actually get into it.
You guys can have that conversation right now if you'd like.
Yeah. So, Mr. Blighter, I understand this was your former place of employment.
Involuntary.
As they say. How can we expect people to react to you there now that you have that? And I kind of point to the paper that is citizenship.
Interesting you ask me questions about where I am from. Gonad Blighter also has questions.
No, you misunderstand, Mr. Blighter. If
About where you're from.
if you were still a slave and Neural got out and got his citizenship and then came back to visit, how would you and the rest of the slaves react?
Why don't we talk a little bit about your past as well? I feel like you're kind of prying into my business.
I'm trying to prepare myself and Leviticus for what we may encounter as far as attitudes of the various people we're going to run into at the pit fighting ring.
Well, lately I feel like I don't even know you, man. So you won't talk about where you're from or why you're helping us.
You know
I feel like
exactly
you're
where I'm
avoiding
from.
me
I'm from the city of Durnanon or whatever, across the
Durnanon.
coast. That's where my family's from. I've told you that.
Yeah, but why is everybody making a big deal out of Sarfiel? Do you have any immediate family? Are you the only one remaining from your family? Like, I need some backstory here, man.
I have my parents and a sister. I have plenty of family across the ocean where we were originally from hundreds of years ago, where my parents are nobles. What else do you want?
Why are you here?
And this is my first stop on that journey.
Sounds kind of sketch to me.
As you lean in, he says, I know where a good stash of cash is. It's outside here, but you gotta get me out. He immediately blows his whistle, and
Dude, chill.
one of the guards yells out, "Escapee!
Like and subscribe. Check out what happened last time right here. Check out what happens next time right here. We stream on Twitch. Links down below.